The world is changing. Inspiration is everywhere. It has never been so easy to connect, share, and bring people together. We're learning from others and finding the best in ourselves. Challenging our beliefs. Sharing our vulnerability. Overcoming our fears. Transforming ourselves so we can transform the world. How far can we go?
This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is... This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Jacob Pompeo, recent graduate of our Business Accelerator. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Brian.
Tell us about you. Where are you from and what do you do?
I was born in Brandon, Florida, and I recently moved to Colorado to begin my venture with a nonprofit organization I call Pompeo Charities International, and I want to provide farms to orphanages. Wow. And I want to do that so we can provide food security to the children while also trying to change the dynamic that we have with orphanages in the world today. A lot of kids, they go into orphanages and then they come out into homelessness. And I want to mitigate that. That shouldn't be such a easy down slope for them to get into.
Okay, all right. And what was going on in your life before you joined us on the Business Accelerator? What was going on, internally and externally to make you come and seek us out?
So, well, internally, I've overcome quite a bit of confidence issues, just getting out of my comfort zone. And externally, I was actually facing homelessness myself. Maybe just over a year ago, I finally come out of that hole. And that was through finding inspirational work from people like yourself. Also, Dan Pena was quite a motivator for me as well.
Nice. All right. I want to hear more about that later. And why London Real?
Yes. Well, I love what you guys are doing. You have such a global reach, and the Business Accelerator course you offer really pulls us out of our comfort zones and puts us into something that's productive. And that's what I really wanted. I wanted someone to take me out of my comfort zone and just throw me right into the elements.
Okay. And what made you finally actually pull the trigger on the Business Accelerator? Like, what made you make that final click and do it?
Well, let's see. I was just coming out of Moran Paubert's Acquisition University course, and I needed to learn organic growth for businesses. I've studied a lot of the inorganic specialty things such as acquisitions and some of the higher end business terms, but I didn't know the basics. And I really wanted to fine polish those, and I think your Business Accelerator course helped me out tremendously in that.
Okay, all right, cool. So all right, you pull the trigger and you get thrown into the course itself, private Facebook group, this accountability doc. I'm asking you to do 10 vlogs in 10 days, and there's a bunch of people from around the world that are now your classmates. What are those first 2 weeks like for you?
Oh, wow, they were exhilarating. I posted that first vlog thinking I'm gonna have all the internet trolls in the world cussing me out and making fun of my hair. However, it was so inspirational. There were so many people who share the same passion and really want to see what I'm doing and hear what I have to say. And I never anticipated that. I really thought that people wanted to keep to themselves and wouldn't be as receptive to the message that I wanted to put out there. But the vlogs were a perfect point to do that through.
Okay. So no, the trolls didn't happen.
I had no trolls.
Your life didn't explode.
Well, there was a few trolls, but nothing that wasn't overshadowed easily by the hundreds of people who are now emailing me constantly, asking to either partner with me or just wanting to say hello. There's some people have messaged me from India saying that they've been inspired by some of the work I'm doing, and I've just never expected to have such a reach so global in such a short amount of time too.
Wow, wow. What was the hardest part of the course for you?
I'd have to say getting out of my comfort zone was very hard for me. Being an American in Colorado, I'm very comfortable out in the mountains, hundreds of miles away from cities, and having to get back into the public sphere was a very daunting idea. I didn't like the idea of everyone seeing me, hearing me, and me not being able to see them and hear them back. So I think that was probably the biggest challenge, and I'm still sometimes challenged by that also. Every time I go to hit record or go live, there's always that adrenaline rush and anxiety that you feel of it's starting, we're going, it's real.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's always there a little bit. So
I'm sure for you.
yeah, it definitely was very strong for a few years, but it still is. So that never goes old. But that's the only way you can do great work. So it's always sacrifice for that. So what was the biggest win for you on the course? Something you're most proud of, or something that you got through that you were happy about?
I would have to say building my board, actually. We've just started to build the board. However, that was the biggest win, and it covered the most ground for the development of my nonprofit organization. Having that content out there from the vlogs and the blogs showed a lot of transparency for me to people I wanted to partner with, and they were so much more responsive when they were able to see who I am, hear my voice, know what I'm about, feel that passion. That's what sold them, and that's what really jump-started things for me. And that has to be the biggest win for me.
Wow, that's super powerful. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there on board level or founders that still are a bit timid to get behind the camera. So all you see is a LinkedIn profile.
Oh, yes.
And you can't see passion from a profile, can you? You just see a
Yeah,
resume.
a little image.
Yeah, yeah. That's super powerful. Tell me about your classmates. What were they like? You know, people from all around the world doing completely different businesses. Like, what did you learn from them, or what did you get from them?
Oh, they were fantastic. They were very inspirational. I love that there's so many people in different walks of life all coming together with the same idea, the same passion. And we all have different business ideas, but we're all using the same techniques taught by your course to implement those ideas. So I'm able to see and learn from things they're doing right or wrong. And I'm able to see how different industries that they're in play out as well. And they were such great people, so many happy faces and very involved people. I'm really looking forward to meeting a lot of them through our graduation dinners and meetup events.
Yeah, it's a fun weekend. I love watching you guys because you like see each other and you guys start hugging each other because it's almost like you already know them. They're almost like friends and family, even though you've never physically met. You've been kind of in the trenches for 8 weeks.
Absolutely.
You know, going through hard things, fear, getting uncomfortable, having these wins. So when you see each other, it's a great weekend for that. What's the next 12 months look like for you? What do you want this business to look like in 12 months?
In 12 months, we've actually, thanks to your Business Accelerator course, my 12-month goal before I joined the course has actually already been reached. So I'm on to my second year goal now.
Wow.
Which we were only planning on building a board and a website. But we're way past that thanks to your course with products and so many goals, such as we're starting a fundraiser to build our first dormitory for an orphanage.
Wow.
And we didn't plan on doing that for years. But we have such a good base and a good momentum going now that we really want to kickstart that off right away. And in 1 year's time from now, we're hoping to see the board grow to the point that I'm no longer the oil behind all of the gears. And we'll hopefully have more projects. Right now we're only helping an orphanage in Uganda, but we would like to see that be more global. hopefully we'll have a partnership in the U.S. soon, in Colorado, and hopefully also in the Middle East. We're dabbling with a few ideas because there's a big demand for aid there.
Okay. All right. And how have you changed as a person? If we went down the street and bumped into, the Jacob that didn't take this course, well, how is that guy different than you are?
Oh man. Oh, he would be very timid, just unsure of which direction to go. It's almost like, I feel like I'm looking into 10 years ago, just from, I think it's been 8 weeks maybe that I've been in the course, but there's been such a huge confidence change and a lot of relationships that I've built up publicly, such as through Rotary Club, Lions Club. I'd be a college kid compared to a inspiring entrepreneur of a upcoming nonprofit organization. So it's a huge leap from college kid.
Yeah, you sound really focused, man. Like you have this serious vision of where you're going. You got the board, and like, I really believe you're going to do it.
I appreciate hearing.
That's super powerful, And like, that's what it needs sometimes. You need the confidence. You've now had some great experience, and now you've got that vision and get people on board with you. And I can see you doing some great things, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, very much so. What would you say to someone who's on the fence, still thinking about doing the Business Accelerator, but just not sure?
Oh, dive head first into it. And, if you even think for a millisecond that it's something that could help you, benefit you, or get you to the next point in life, then it's going to. I had many doubts coming into the course, and every single doubt has been washed away completely. It's definitely 100% worth it.
Wow. Jacob, super excited for what you're working on. I think it's powerful that a guy like you is working on this nonprofit, as opposed to like going out there trying to make as much money as possible. I think giving back is powerful, and I think it's a great way to connect people and get a lot more out of life. So looking forward to what you're doing. I'm gonna keep you on top of your 12-month plan and check in on you. So let's make this happen. Let's do some big things. Welcome to the London Real family, and let's do this, shall we?
Yes, thank you so much,
Cool,
Brian.
man. Thank you.
At London Real, we believe that individual transformation can change the world. Join us and start your journey today.